Hey guys, so I'm excited today to share with you my first room makeover on this channel. Technically it's a part one of a full makeover. It's a big room and it was a big mess to begin with, so there'll be more to come. So if you guys don't know, my husband and I are in kind of a transitional period right now where we're living in a basement. We sold our house and he's finishing up school. So this room that I'm going to be showing you, it's a basement room that we're using as storage. So a lot of stuff in there is from my grandma. We're in my grandma's basement. There's a lot of stuff in there from her, and then we have some stuff we're storing for ourselves and for future makeovers and things that I'm going to be doing at my aunt's house. So there's a lot of stuff in there. Looks like junk, but I promise I'm saving it all for a reason. And this looks like an episode of Hoarders. It's not. It looks worse than it is, I guess. So we're going to have to address the issue of hiding some of this storage at some point. But today we're just going to be focusing on cleaning up the area where my husband does his schoolwork. So we've got an office space as well as a storage space. It's a big area, but mainly it's a mess. So I didn't want to bore you, so I didn't film a lot of it, but I had to pull lots of stuff out and do a lot of cleaning and organizing. That was fun and satisfying to see a much cleaner result in the end. I can actually walk in the room now. There's space and you can see the floor. So once I got a lot of stuff cleared out, I was ready to put a little art on the wall. So I have this wall art that I made for our last home. It's a wood frame that we built, and the actual art is from a shower curtain that I just got on discount and stapled onto the wood. So it's cool and oversized, and it doesn't fit perfectly in this space. Well, it does, but it only does sideways. So the art is sideways. I don't really care. I'm gonna pretend that it was intentional. I'm just using some command strips to attach little command hooks on there. I only did 3, and it's like a 5-foot wide piece of art. I think it's 5 feet by 45 inches. And that did the trick actually. So I hung up those hooks, added that piece of art on top, and I was really happy with how it was looking. It fit perfectly. And underneath that, since I had cleared the area out, I had space to put a folding table in there. So it's a temporary solution. It doesn't look beautiful, but it provides a lot more counter space or desk space. When I'm DIYing or doing things, I also have space, and I'm not going to take up my husband's desk. That was a good solution, and then I can store things underneath. So I have some nice baskets that have been sitting around forever. I haven't had a use for them, so I'm just putting some paint brushes, painter's tape, that kind of stuff in these baskets here, and they fit perfectly in this little rack underneath the table. All right, and if you can see, I moved the printer over onto that foldable table to, again, open up more space on the desk. And then I rolled out a rug, also from our old home, much to the children's delight, and they had to spend the next 20 minutes dancing and playing on it, because why not? It was nice to have the space to actually lay out this huge rug, and it's such a huge room, but we just had so much stuff stored in there, taking up so much floor space that we weren't able to do that until now. And if you haven't noticed, catching on with the theme, I'm just reusing stuff that I already have. I don't want to go out and spend money on this. I'm just trying to use what I already have to make things more functional and nice while we're in this transitional period. Next, I'm working on the plants. So I wanted to keep most of these plants here, but I wanted to find a way to let them trail up the wall. So I have these clear command hooks that you just attach with the command strips. Just put a few up on the wall and weaved the plant vines through them to kind of frame the window, and I thought that was cute, and then got them off of the desk space. So they're up on the wall and getting a little more sunshine than they were. And this desk, I wanted to give a little background too. This has been with us since we were living in Portland, before we had kids. We got it for free from a church. They were getting rid of it, and it was just a plain wood color, and I painted it this fuchsia color, and it was fun, and I liked it, and I left the existing hardware, but we're ready for a change, and especially because it's my husband's desk right now, I want it to be a little more suited to his style. So I have this black chalk paint that I'm gonna cover all the pink with, and we're cheating here again. It is a really heavy desk. It was hard to get downstairs, and I don't want to move it just to paint it, so I just laid down a tarp, and I'm planning on just painting it where it is. I have a couple bottles of this black paint from Home Depot. I only used one and I didn't even use the whole can. And I'm taking off the hardware too. I thought the hardware was okay, but when I was removing them, I realized how cheap and lame they really were. The silver part is not actually even metal, and then the wood part I knew was like fake. But the whole thing was like really cheap and plastic, and once I removed it, it kind of fell apart. They're still usable though, and they'll work. They're just not really nice. So I bagged them up to donate, and we made a trip to Home Depot to look for a quick replacement. We were really limited on our options for the exact size we needed. We needed exactly 5 inches. There were only a couple options in that size, and I didn't love them. There was this brassy antique gold, kind of ornate vintage one that I thought was cute, but I wasn't sure really fit the vibe that we were going for. So I decided to return those, and what I went with were these cool metallic silver bar drawer pulls, I guess. So I had never seen these before, and I thought they were really cool, so I wanted to share with you. It doesn't matter where the holes are in your drawer fronts, it's adjustable. So for so many thrift flips that I've done in the past, I've had to use a different piece of hardware, and so I had to fill in the holes, drill new holes. It's a whole thing, and the goal for this was to be quick and painless and not spend a lot of money. So I loved that these are adjustable. As long as the holes are narrower than the actual drawer pull, then you're good. So once I got the dresser painted black, I just did 2 coats. I went ahead and added the new hardware. All you have to do is stick the screw thing in the hole and then put the washer and the bolt on very loosely. And then you're gonna go in and slide the drawer pull across both of the end bolts. And you want there to be space between the end of the little screw that you're sliding it onto and the dresser, so you can slide it in and not scratch up your dresser like I did a tiny bit, but that's okay, it buffed right out. So each piece of hardware came with this little nut tightener, so you just tighten them up and make sure that it's centered, and that's about it. So I liked how it looked. We're gonna see how the paint holds up. I think it'll definitely get scuffed and scratched. I wanted to try it though without a sealer on top and just kind of see how it goes. So I will update you guys as we progress using that table. But I'm hoping it'll just kind of add to the look and look kind of distressed, and so far I've been able to buff out anything that comes up and it looks fine. I love that this was really easy. The paint went on, it's a very thick, because it's chalk paint. It went on really easily. I just did 2 coats, and it was a really quick hour project maybe. And now the fun part, I got to style it a little bit. I didn't want to over style it. I'm using it for a desk for my husband, so he's gonna be doing homework on here. But I added a couple vases, arranged the plants on there, and on that storage shelf I just arranged some extra home decor that I'm not using yet, and took a moment to style it nicely so it looks intentional. And that's about it. I hope you guys like it. I'm hoping to do a few more. As you can tell, there's a few eyesores still, so I have more work to go. But big transformation, I think, from before and after. It's a much more welcoming space, and I think my husband will enjoy doing his homework there a little better. I just got a delivery from Amazon for something I'm gonna be using in part 2. I think I'm gonna hang some curtains to cover off that storage area so we don't have to be looking at that mess every day. So stay tuned for that and the finishing of this room. I hope it was satisfying to see that dramatic change over a few days, and we will get there. But for now, I'm having fun making use of the space where we're at right now, in this period of our lives right now, and making the most of it. As always, trying to be budget friendly and reuse what we already have. And so I'm really happy with how it's gone so far, and I'm excited to show you the rest of the journey. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Check out my other videos and subscribe so you can see more. I have lots of videos planned and lots more coming up. So thanks again, and we'll see you later. Bye. The kids are excited about it. Oh, I have to tell you. So my daughter walks into that room after I painted it, haven't even put on the new hardware. But she's like, Mom, where did this black thing come from? So I thought it was cute. She thought I had a new piece of furniture in there. I think she was kind of impressed.